Welcome everybody to today's online seminar, Study Mechanical Engineering in Saxony. My name is Joseph Goldberger. I'm actually working in Taiwan, and here I'm heading the so-called Saxon Science Liaison Office, Taiwan. My office has been established in September 2023 in Taipei. And that was more or less a month after Taiwan's biggest company, the largest company, TSMC, announced their investment in the Free State of Saxony in the city of Dresden. So the establishment of my office is directly related also to this Taiwanese investment. Since then, a series of further offices had been established in other countries like Vietnam, India, etc. And many of the participants today have been invited to attend today's event through these other Saxon Science liaison offices in your respective countries. Okay, my job is to promote academic exchange with the Free State of Saxony. Saxony is one of 16 states in Germany. The academic exchange, and of course also student exchange. And in that field, I'm talking to you today. Altogether in the Free State of Saxony, we currently have 22 universities, comprehensive universities like the two universities we're going to present today. We have important science clusters of excellence, and we have very many non-university research institutions. So in Germany, there's some of the most renowned research institutions, and many of them also opened institutes here in Saxony. So the research landscape in Saxony is extraordinarily well developed. So if you are looking in a further research career, Saxony is the place to be. Okay. This is the Free State of Saxony, bordering Poland and Czech Republic. So Saxony is located in the central east of Germany. Today's event will be joined by two universities, Chemnitz University of Technology and TUD Dresden University of Technology, as well as one company, Hörmann Engineering, who is going to introduce you to their engineering opportunities in their company, as a stand-in, of course, to a very, very big variety of different opportunities in the field of engineering, in the labor market, in the Free State of Saxony. I also would like to point out one special funding program, especially targeting students from Taiwan, the country I'm working in, and India. Many of today's participants are from India, so really pay attention. Last year in September, we started a program called Saxon Student Mobility Program. This program wants to attract you to visit Saxony and to study in Saxony. Short-term and mid-term stays can be supported. So if you want to take a language class in Saxony, if you want to join in an exchange program, a couple of months, a few weeks, up to 12 months, can be supported by this program. So this program can be really, really interesting for you for financing your stay to Saxony. Basically, the support is we support your flight, travel to Saxony, as well as your living expenses in Saxony. If you decide to do a master's degree in Saxony, so that's the kind of programs we advertise today, the Saxon Student Mobility Program cannot support your whole stay, only maximum 1 year, 12 months. But after these 12 months, you can apply for another program called Georgius Agricola Program. if you showed very competitive, have good grades, very good performance during your studies in Saxony at your respective university, you can get additional funding for another year. And usually a master's degree in Saxony takes 2 years. So that is a good way how to cover all the expenses for your master's. Okay, here the same information in Chinese language. If today's event is not enough information for you, we are having a series of more events this month. Already tomorrow, the office, the respective Saxon Science Liaison Office in Vietnam, is giving a more general information session on how to study in Saxony. I will mail you a link to that event right after today's presentation. And a little bit later, on 22nd of March, the University of Applied Sciences Zwickau will also present their programs, their study programs. Below, I'll share my contact information. And as today, we also have many students from India attending. I also want to share the email contact of the respective Saxon Science Liaison Office in India. So if you have further questions, my colleagues in India or I personally for the Taiwanese students, very, very happy if you contact me and I try to resolve your questions together with you. Welcome to Saxony, and without further ado, I would like to switch over to my to the other presenters today. The first presenter will be Professor Stefan Odenwald from Chemnitz University of Technology. Please, Professor Odenwald, you can start sharing your presentation.
I try to. Thank you. Is it visible now? Perfect. So, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present the Master Program of Advanced Manufacturing here to you. This is the English taught study program of the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering of Chemnitz University of Technology. I want to introduce Chemnitz a little bit to you, say something about the program, and mainly talk about also about the boundary conditions which you will find here in Chemnitz if you start your studies with us. First of all, we are cultural capital of Europe this year, so it's a wonderful time to visit Chemnitz, and what starts in this year will continue in the next years. So Chemnitz will be much more attractive in the next years. So it's a great opportunity to come and start your studies in autumn or next year in October. We've seen the shape of the state of Saxony. Where is Saxony located? I like cycling, so I figure out that it will take me 100 days from Taipei to Chemnitz. Maybe someday I will get the opportunity to go from here to there or the other way around. Yeah, see the unseen. This is the topic for the cultural capital of Chemnitz. We see Nitin here. It's an Indian student volunteering for helping during this time. My message will be, come to Chemnitz. So welcome to Chemnitz. It's a nice university campus. Yeah, there is something like snow a few months in a year, less and less, but we have winters. I suspect no one knows Chemnitz, but is that really the case? You will know several things coming from Chemnitz. I'm pretty sure that you're aware of this brand, but you will not be aware that this is founded in the region, in the state of Saxony, Zwickau, and after some financial problems in 1932 in Chemnitz, and then moved to Ingolstadt after World War II. Also, this device where you carry your hot tea around, the principle is found by a chemist in Saxony. And we have our most famous monument here, or site to visit here, is the Karl Marx head, the world's second largest portrait monument. And for the kickoff event for the cultural capital, Karl Marx was really on stage, was a great event. Speaking a little bit also about the advanced manufacturing course. It's a 2 years program. You start at the bottom, semester 1, with some introduction lectures on advanced manufacturing. Then you have the opportunity to choose between 4 specializations or profiles. I will talk about this in a minute. We have some project work going on, a master thesis at the end, and on the right-hand side, you see that we are very much focusing on German language skills, which we found is crucial for having good job opportunities after graduation here in Saxony in detail, but also in the rest of Germany. What do we do? What do we offer? We offer excellent mentoring, yeah, also, but excellent mentoring. We have information nights about the profiles, which is not part of the curriculum. We have close contact to the professors. So you see advanced manufacturing master students in my living room here. We meet with all, or nearly, we offer all newcoming students to meet us also outside the university. And inside the university, we offer a buddy program. So every student who starts his studies here is offered the contact to senior students who will help them getting started in Chemnitz in this new environment, finding the right shops where you can shop according to your national dishes. So we have Iranian, Indian, Persian, every kind of shops are there. So you will find everything for preparing the meals you're accustomed to. We have currently 2,700 internationals roundabout from more than 100 nations on campus. We offer several study experiences which are quite innovative, I would say, or not so often to be found. For example, you will take part in an advanced manufacturing student conference during the module research methods. You will be asked to prepare a paper, you will do peer review and receive an early, really citable conference publication during your studies. You see the DOI, so it can be found. Another focus is on practical experiences, so hands-on experiences throughout your journey in the master program. We do a lot of classes and projects where you get really exposure to the technology we're speaking about. And we help you to start.
Professor Odenwald, you're now muted. Please unmute yourself.
How long was that the case? Sorry, I did not do it purposely.
Only a few seconds.
Okay. So we introduced a format which we call Innovation Marketplace. So we divide the students in groups, and the companies are giving in their innovation tasks and topics. And in a competition-like format, we solve these problems together with the companies, which give the students the opportunity to present their skills early in the program to the companies. During the profiles are dealing with current hot topics like hydrogen and fuel cells. I rush over these slides. I think you will get them afterwards, so you can read that for yourself with more time. Lightweight design is a hot topic. Renewable raw materials, green carbon fiber manufacturing. We're part of a project to produce carbon fibers from renewable raw materials. Sustainable manufacturing is a hot topic, I would say, and what is part of what I do personally here is the topic of hybrid societies, how humans and embodied technologies can interact together. So engineers meet psychology, psychologists, that's a very exciting part of my work, actually. Besides that, advanced manufacturing, it's just a small glance, small spoiler ahead. Coming soon, we will offer a Master of Science in Sports Engineering.
I don't know for what reason, but you're muted again. Sorry.
Maybe someone else muted me. Okay, I don't know. Okay. Coming soon, we offer also Master in Sports Engineering in English language. If you're interested, you can write me an email and you see what the summary of all we do here is. It's Technik für Menschen, technology for people. This is how we see our mission in the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering. We have matchmaking events with companies around, so we think also about your career after your graduation. As I said, we force you to learn German during the study program. We offer language courses, not only besides the studies, but also as part of your studies. And this leads me to the information how you can apply for the advanced manufacturing program. We offer a new application portal. It's called www.eduapplication.de. You can scan the QR code here to immediately get to the portal and register for today. The portal will start operating at end of this month, so 31st of March. The application starts, but registration is already possible right now. So with this, come and join us, change the world and study advanced manufacturing at TU Chemnitz. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm happy to answer your questions.
Professor Odenwald, thank you very much for your presentation. Maybe you can stop sharing your slides. It was really, really great to get an insight into Chemnitz University of Technology. And don't forget, Chemnitz is a really, really interesting place to visit. And this year it's the cultural capital, European cultural capital. So this year we have many great events there. Now we would switch over to Professor Stefan Odenbach, similar name, different university, Technical University of Dresden, and he is the Dean of Studies at the Faculty of Mechanical Science and Engineering. Please, Professor Odenbach, you can start your camera and your microphone and start presenting.
Well, hopefully everything works now. My name is Stefan Odenbach. I'm the Dean of Studies for the Mechanical Engineering at our Faculty of Mechanical Science and Engineering at TU Dresden. TU Dresden is one of the universities of excellence in Germany, and the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering is, I think, the largest part of TU Dresden, with about 4,000 students actually. I will not concentrate on the city of Dresden, which is often called one of the most beautiful cities in Germany. I will also not concentrate on the University of Excellence. Of course, I will try to give you mainly an introduction to the courses that we offer at our university and at our faculty. First of all, a few words concerning the general fields of study that we have at the faculty. The faculty is larger than just mechanical engineering. We have the mechanical engineering as the basis part, but we have also process engineering and natural material science engineering. We have material science studies, and we have a single master on textile machinery and textile high-performance materials technology. These fiber materials where you can introduce sensors and such things. As you can see from the smaller parts here, well, most of these things are diploma studies. Just the textile machinery is actually a master. I will come back to that later on. And before I go into the details of these different courses, I have to make one very important note. All courses that we actually offer are taught in German. There are a few modules that are taught in English, as usual, but you have to learn German before you can enroll. A C1 certificate is required for enrollment. We have many students from Taiwan, from India, from China, which have done that, and they are happy to study with us. So it is not a big problem. Because what you can get here, and that is what I will show later on, is a course of studies which, offers more or less everything that can be done in mechanical engineering. Well, I will now concentrate on mechanical engineering since I was asked to do that, and I will not talk about the other courses that we in principle offer here. First of all, I just mentioned we have the diploma still. So it's the only university in Germany which offers you mechanical engineering as a single cycle university degree course. So you can go over 10 lecture terms just to get one final degree. Just to make a comparison in the diploma and bachelor studies that we offer, we have the first 4 lecture terms, which are the basic studies. They are completely parallel in the diploma and the bachelor studies, so that you can in principle change between both. Afterwards, the specialized study starts, and well, the 5th lecture term is still identical for diploma and bachelor. And this identical structure ends with a 6th lecture term where the students in the bachelor still have a number of courses which are similar or identical to the diploma, but they have to do their bachelor thesis to end their studies at that point. In the 7th lecture term in the diploma, and that is a special thing that we can offer here, we have a specialized internship where you can go to a company, have first contacts to a certain company, and get involved into the industrial part of your studies. And that is a great advantage of the diploma. We have the time to have a full lecture term just for the specialized internship. The 8th and 9th lecture term include, aside a lot of specialized courses, a research internship, which can be either done at the university or, for example, at one of the many extra university institutes that we have in Dresden. I think Dresden is the place in Germany where you can find the most research institutes outside the university at all. And well, in the 10th lecture term, we have the diploma thesis as the final work that has to be done. An important difference is the final grade for the diploma comes from these 6 lecture terms of the specialized studies, while the final grade of the bachelor includes all the grades that you get in the basic studies. That is important. If we look into the overall structure in the diploma, I just mentioned, well, that we have some specialized things for the specialized internship, and you see that we have most of the credit points for the subject specific modules. The 7th lecture term, as mentioned, the specialized internship. And then again, a lot of courses, a lot of credit points, which are related to the subject, related specialization. That is of importance. You have the time for that, and that is a great advantage of the diploma. So if you intend to go the whole thing, just from start of studies towards the final degree, I would always suggest to go with a diploma. I just mentioned we have many specializations, and if you look into the catalog of specializations, we have the general and structural mechanical engineering, we have energy technology, we have the automotive and rail vehicle technology, lightweight construction, aerospace technology, production technology. We have the simulation methods, especially in mechanical engineering, and we have the processing machines and textile machine construction. I think the only thing that you cannot do in Dresden is shipbuilding. That is something for the colleagues in Rostock. Of course, they have the sea in front of the university. That is the only thing that we don't offer. All of the things can be got here. And we have, for those of you who have already achieved a bachelor, also a possibility to get a diploma. Even with this bachelor degree, that is possible. And that is the diploma postgraduate studies that we offer. They are more or less parallel to the normal diploma, one lecture term less, so that you do not get this specialized internship in a company, but you have this great block of the research internship. And also important, all specializations of the diploma can be studied in the diploma postgraduate courses. That is an important thing, or in German as mentioned. Master's program. Yeah, I mentioned we have one, the textile machinery master, which is already running. This is, by the way, a master which is connected to DAAD exchange service, so you can apply for that, and the German Academic Exchange Fund will fund this study. That is an important thing at that point. Actually, we have a couple of master studies in preparation. We have an aerospace engineering and a general mechanical engineering, which contains all these studies and specializations I already mentioned. And we have 2 masters, the bio-inspired material and fiber systems and the resource efficient manufacturing of materials, which are actually in preparation and which will be offered in English. I think these 2 should be ready for enrollment in 26 for the winter term. All the other things are already available. So far, for the things that you can study at TU Dresden, and we would really be happy to welcome you at Dresden University.
Okay, also, thank you very much, Professor Odenbach, for your very clear representation of mechanical engineering studies at TUD, Dresden University of Technology. So Dresden is the capital of Saxony. Chemnitz is the cultural capital of Europe. So 2 very great places to be at. And now, last but definitely not least, a very interesting presentation by Mr. Bielefeld, Managing Director of Hörmann Engineering and Consulting GmbH. So Mr. Bielefeld will introduce us to the job opportunities in his companies and to his company in general.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goldberger, and welcome to everybody and from Chemnitz here. So I shared my presentation, and I want to introduce you to the Hörmann Group, especially the part of the Hörmann Engineering, which is located mainly in Saxony. So first of all, some things to the Hörmann Group. We are divided into 4 branches, more or less. First of all, the automotive branch, where we produce we produce parts for the truck industry and also for the for tractors and machines on the fields. And then we also have the communication branch, where we produce communication modules for the trains, and also sirens for public information or public warning regarding tsunamis or whatever. And then there's also the logistic branch or intralogistic branch, where we are full service provider for high storage racks and other automated racks. And last but not least, what will be the focus of my presentation in the next few minutes, the engineering branch, where the Hörmann is part of. So, yeah, we are also in the engineering branch, located, as I said, mainly in Saxony. We are there 4 companies in Saxony. 3 of them I want to go deeper in the next slides. That's the Hörmann Vehicle Engineering, which are first of all developing trains and motorcycles, and also some heavy-duty trucks for several customers around the world. For example, for the Indian boys and girls here around, the Indian railway market is very very boosted and very interesting currently. So we have currently 3 projects in India with the Hörmann Vehicle Engineering. And then there's my company, the Hörmann Ravema Engineering Consulting. We are factory planner, and we also do that more or less worldwide. So that's also a very interesting opportunity to design and locate and engineer and imagine new facilities and new factories, especially also for startups, but also for in the range of growing up mushrooms up to assembling trucks. There's everything that we more or less plan to make a facility or factory working. And last but not least, because it's very important also for the complete cycle, is the Hörmann Bauplan, where we make all the architecture things, all the HVAC and civil engineering for the buildings, not only factories, but also public use buildings like swimming pools and so on, and schools and whatsoever. So, as I said, there are 2 other companies in the Hörmann Engineering. One is the Hörmann Vakutech, located in Dresden, and they are producing X-ray devices to support the medical, to support medical devices with X-ray detection. And the last but not least also fits in the field of these 3 companies mentioned here, but they are located in Nuremberg, so some kilometers away from Saxony, and they are the Hörmann NX Power, which are more or less taking care of geothermic drilling and geothermic, the use of geothermic energy. So I want to go a little bit more into detail for the Hörmann Vehicle Engineering. As I said, they are developing 3 different kinds of vehicles. First of all, the railway vehicles, from light rail vehicles, Germany called Straßenbahn, up to high-speed trains. As I said, we have currently a project in India regarding sleeper trains for Vande Bharat, and but we also had at least 3 projects in Taiwan to develop lightweight trams. And there are also, as I said, special purpose or heavy-duty vehicles developed at Hörmann Vehicle Engineering. So we developed together with Deutsche Luft- und Raumfahrt, DLR, the so-called U-Shift. It's a transport concept for containers and special load smellers that drives autonomously, and also some little cars. And We're also developing some motorcycles for BMW. So that's more or less to round up the product range of the Hörmann Vehicle Engineering. And within these, the Hörmann Vehicle Engineering can deliver from the first idea of a railway vehicle up to the series production, everything. So it's a project management, but it's also the concepts, the design, and the mechanical electrical development, the calculation and simulation, crash simulation, and everything around that. Reliability, availability, maintainability, and sustainability things regarding the railway vehicle. So it has a life cycle of 25 years, for example, and everything that's corresponding to that. And also in close cooperation with my company, they developed the product planning and then test and commissioning, as I said, up to the series production. Here you can see some examples. Some of them I already mentioned. There are some in China, some for the European market. And it's a quite wide range of vehicles developed there, but also they develop the yellow rolling stock vehicles to maintain or build the railroad tracks, and some special vehicles here, for example, for IFTEC, to maintain the tracks themselves. Now I just want to switch over to my company. As I said, the Hörmann Rabema is a factory planning company, and we plan the facility of the factory from the first rough drawings and planning up to the realization, keeping into consideration the intralogistics, also the forklifts, the automation, the milling machines, also the supply chain. And we are not only doing good PowerPoint presentations, but we also keep the projects within the realization phase. So more or less on the right-hand side, you can see the German order of making projects. It's called in the infrastructure way the HAI. In the English world, more or less, it's another. They call it differently. So the FEED study and the EPCM are more or less there to be sure that you handle the project also up to the realization. Here you can see some examples of our projects, but due to not enough time, I will skip that. But we have different projects realized. So we have, for example, for a Chinese customer in Europe, a new plant from the first planning up to the realization. We have a relocation for the company Heraeus for the technical glass production. We have the re-engineering of the forging and casting line for an Indian company, the Kalyani Group here in Saxony, and also one of the biggest aluminum recycling facilities where we have planned in the past and will also plan in the future. To give you a short glance to the Hörmann Bauplan, I will now switch to them. So they are also planning the complete architectural process from the architecture and building itself up to the structural design, fire hazard, building physics, and also building service engineering. So they can cover everything. And as I said, not only for factories, but also for other civil buildings. Just to give you a short example, sorry, that's in German, but I will explain some things. These are research facilities for different chemical studies on the TU in Freiberg. So as Mr. Goldberger said, we have not only the TU Chemnitz or the TU Dresden, but also other renowned universities in their field. For example, as I said, the TU Freiberg. Also, project of the Hörmann Bauplan was the factory enlargement of the production for Porsche Werkzeugbau in Schwarzenberg, where they made huge fundaments for the presses to realize the Werkzeugbau. Yeah, so that's more or less everything I want to present for the Hörmann Group, especially the Hörmann Engineering in Saxony.
Mr. Bielefeld, thank you so much for giving us an insight on what Hörmann Engineering is actually all about. I would now like to ask all the speakers to open their camera, only the speakers, not the participants, please. And we move over to the Q&A section. For the participants, you should have the opportunity to ask out questions in the Q&A sections. But unfortunately, as we have many participants, we are probably not going to be able to answer all of your questions. Please understand. Prior to today's event, we already collected a wide variety of different questions, and I kind of organized them, and I'm starting to ask out these questions. I would like to start out with a question to Professor Odenwald from University of Chemnitz. And the question is about minimum requirements. So you have English taught master programs. If somebody wants to apply for your English taught master program, what is the minimum requirement? What do you ask from him for applying to your program?
In respect of language proficiency, it's A1. You should bring A1, and you will have A2 in the first semester. Then in the third semester, we have a specialized course on German for engineers in B1, B2 level. And to threaten everyone, you have to present the content of your master thesis in German language. So the discussion afterwards can be in English, but that's it.
So language requirements, you require basic, very basic language requirements. So A1 is really just a few weeks, months of German studies. So that's easily to be done. Exactly. And the great opportunity is actually during your studies in Chemnitz, you can improve your German skills, which are, of course, very interesting later in terms of employability locally.
That's the case, or that's the reason why we changed to that strict language course structure throughout the master program, yes. Thank you.
So Professor Odenbach, it's quite a different story for TU Dresden. Your master programs or your diploma programs are still taught in German. So what is the language requirements for these programs?
Well, the general requirement for enrollment at TU Dresden for mechanical engineering is a C1 in German. And as I mentioned earlier, I strictly encourage you to take that really serious, because the overall work that you have to do is all done in German. Life in Dresden is done in German. And you should really have a good German knowledge to come to Dresden for your studies. That is also valid for the time when you go into this specialized internship with a company. Most of the mid-sized companies have 90% of the work done in German. Well, there is always a little bit of English available, but the normal life is done in German. So please take that serious. It's important.
Thank you for clarifying that. Especially keep in mind, if you think about employability in Germany, especially in the region of Saxony, language skills, German skills are very important. They are almost maybe the key to good employability. So please keep in mind, learn some German. Even if you're in an English taught program, try to learn some German because you want to develop your skills later on. Except for language requirements, what other requirements would candidates have to fulfill in order to study at Chemnitz, Professor Odenwald?
Yeah, it's a little bit something I want to redirect you to the website, because we require a certain number of credit points for different fields of engineering. So mathematics, basic engineering stuff, computational methods. So there are all, we have 6 areas where you're required a certain amount of credits from your bachelor program. So we not take every Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering. We have to consider the different credit points in the specified areas, which you find on the website on the information.
Okay, thank you very much for elaborating. I still would like to stick a little bit with the language issue and asking Mr. Bielefeld, how would you judge for your employees if you take in an international intern, an international employee? Is it possible for your industry to take somebody without German language skills? How do you see this problem, and how do you evaluate the language issue?
Thank you for the question. So currently we are handling it like the TU candidates. So you can start with a little bit less than B level, but during the internship it would be appreciated and also supported by us to get at least to C1 when you start to work as a normal employee with us. But during the studies and so on, we also can handle a little bit more, a little bit less German skills, but at least you should be fluent in English. So yeah, some things around that. So we have some international customers, we have some international projects, but we cannot rely on, or we should focus on the also internal communication, which is currently handled in all the companies in German. So therefore, and to really experience the good Saxon people more or less, you should work on your German language.
Okay, thank you very much for this elaboration. Professor Odenbach, I see one question in the Q&A section is asking about GPA requirements. So do you have GPA requirements? What are besides language, what are the other requirements for studying at TUD Dresden?
Well, it depends on the course that you intend to enter. If you come with a bachelor for the diploma postgraduate studies, then it is required that you have a bachelor in mechanical engineering. And as Professor Odenwald already mentioned for Chemnitz, it is a large list of things that have to be contained within. So that is something that you can either check on the website, or you simply send your bachelor degree with related documents, and our academic exchange service will check whether this is okay for enrollment at TU Dresden. But usually any bachelor in mechanical engineering should work out. For the basic diploma bachelor studies, you need what we call in German Hochschulzugangsberechtigung. So you need a final degree from a higher education school. And again, in detail, this is checked by the academic exchange service whether this works or not. But they can give you hints what to do and what kind of additional courses you need. And usually, if you are slightly below the level that we would like to have, then there is a possibility to get that with specialized courses to get that in.
So of course, I suppose in general, the more experience in your field you have, the better. If you already have some internship experience, if you even had some, I don't know, a poster exhibition, if you took part in some kind of research group, of course, that probably is all an add-on, not a requirement, but certainly an add-on, which puts you ahead of maybe other applicants. Again, I think many participants are interested in internship opportunities. Maybe Stefan Odenwald, could you elaborate? Do you also integrate internship opportunities in your curricula? And what kind of
Yeah.
companies are you collaborating with?
Yeah. Actually, we had this internship opportunity till recent. We don't have that no more. We changed that to this innovation marketplace structure, which offers both advantages from an university intern project and an industry-related internship. So the relation to the companies is there, the regular contact is there during that project. The topic comes from companies, so it's really relevant what you're doing as a student there, but you get supervision and mentoring from university staff, so you don't need to serve two masters. You have the proper academic path and the exposure to industry, both in the same way. We experienced that searching for internships takes a long time for international students, and they really struggle with that. And the result is that they often lose one semester for searching only the internship, and then they're absent from Chemnitz, cannot study, and etc., etc. And all these issues are solved by that innovation marketplace pattern or project, which is part of the applied engineering project module.
Okay, thank you very much for your elaboration. Mr. Bielefeld, we just learned that Hörmann is cooperating with many universities in the region. I would guess that you're also collaborating in internship programs. Is that so?
That's the case. So more or less, yeah, during all part of the studies, we are collaborating with all universities in Saxony, especially with Chemnitz, but also with TU Dresden, TU Freiberg, Mittweida, and whatever they are called. So we also think that the collaboration between the universities and the companies is very important, not only for the international internships, but in general. So we always encourage our students to take everything serious and to handle these things the right way.
Okay, thank you so much. The next question I would like to answer myself, and the question is one that many participants are interested in. It's about employability in Germany. So the basic question is it possible to find a job in Germany? I would say definitely so. Of course, depending on your background. And the reason why we do host this kind of event and why we do try to attract you to come to Germany is because we need talents from all over the world to support our local companies, our industries. So we want you to come. And we believe the persons who are most qualified for working in Germany are these who did their studies prior to that in Germany already. Therefore, students who want to study in Germany, who are enrolled at a regular degree program, are allowed to already collect working experience. The regulation is like 120 days a year. So you can work in Germany during your studies. And after graduation, after you obtained a German degree, you have 18 months time to find a job within local industries. And then you can change your visa status into a working visa. So in Germany, especially also in the region in Saxony, which is very, very fastly evolving economically, we need international talents. So we highly, highly support you to study in Saxony and then look into the labor market. Another question many participants are interested in: what are the costs for studying at your universities? Professor Odenwald, Chemnitz University, maybe can you tell us about tuition fee at University of Chemnitz?
I did not get the
tuition fee. Tuition fee at University of Chemnitz.
It's a very large sum. So we charge €270 per semester. And the included is sponsored food at the Mensa, so subsidized food prices, and the Germany railway ticket. So you roam around all Germany without any further cost. You get tremendous discounts on museum visits, things like that. So everything is included. So I think it's well worth 270 euro.
So obviously, Professor Odenwald was joking. 270 euro is a really, really small amount of money. And this is basically just a registration fee. And it includes a wide variety of different services like public transport, railways, as he mentioned. Of course, you can use university, sports facilities, libraries, whatsoever, laboratories. Basically, state universities in Germany do not have tuition fee.
Right.
So that's one of the big reasons why international students are also interested in studying in Germany, because there's no tuition fee, basically. I guess it's the same. That is also true for TUD Dresden. In Dresden, what would be the living expenses? That's the other expenses we have to take into consideration, Professor Odenbach.
Well, first of all, it's the same with this tuition fees. No one except these 250 or 260 euros as registration. Living expenses in Dresden are still astonishingly low. So you can hire a flat for, let's say, about 400 euros. And that's it. And so due to the fact that you have these sponsored Mensa, food things are easy. I think you can easily live in Dresden, say, with something like 1,000 euro per month. That should work out easily, and then you have already good conditions. That should work easy.
So depending on what your respective country is, 1,000 euros might sound like a lot or quite affordable. Usually, compared to other cities, to other regions in Germany, Saxony is somehow mid-level, so not especially expensive. There's other cities in Germany that are supposedly much more expensive, but living expenses have to be covered. And one way how we also like to support you with your living expenses is by offering scholarships. Here, I again want to point out the Saxon Student Mobility Program targeting Taiwanese and Indian students. Really, if you consider studying in Saxony, apply for this program. This program will cover your airfare and your living expenses. Not 1,000 euros. We expect you to have living expenses of about 750 euros. That can be done. Apply for it. Sorry, I think 850 euros. Sorry, I got the number wrong. And for the students from other Asian countries, from other countries attending today, there's many different scholarship organizations. The best place to start your research on who could support your studies in Germany is the DAAD, German Academic Exchange Service. Just Google DAAD Scholarship. They have a website where they list all the different scholarship organizations. And you can check out if there's a program that fits to your needs. Unfortunately, we're already closing in time, and I don't want to steal too much time from the professors. They're very busy. I would like to finish with one question for every of today's speakers. And the question is simple, or I pose it in a simple way. Why you and not another university or another industry, another company? Why Professor Odenbach, a student, should definitely come to TUD Dresden and study at your faculty?
Well, the great advantage if you go to Dresden, you have one of these universities of excellence in a city which is not so expensive. You have excellent research opportunities, and that's also the possibility to get in very many different institutes the possibility to get research scholarships, which is also a possibility to increase your possibility of living expenses. So you have the broadest mechanical engineering offer at all over Germany. So you have excellent opportunities to study mechanical engineering in Dresden.
Okay, thank you so much. So what is the reason to come to Chemnitz to study at TU Chemnitz, Chemnitz University of Technology, Professor Odenwald?
So first of all, something we share with the TU Dresden, you should come to full university to study, so get the opportunity to continue your academic career afterwards. Second, Chemnitz is one of the cheapest cities to live in and a very calm and 250,000 inhabitant city. So if you come from Mumbai, it's really like holiday on an island. So really nice and calm. And my third point is something which is valid since I came here in 1997. It's still valid that we have excellent mentoring. So the contact between professors and students is still excellent. So we have a very close mentorship for every student, starting from the first day of your arrival. Maybe not in Chemnitz, but we cover also your arrival in Dresden by a plane or pick you up on the railway station in Leipzig. Things like that happen. So welcome, warm welcome to Chemnitz.
Mr. Bielefeld, Hörmann Ravema is a very established large company in Germany, but probably some of our international participants have not yet heard of the company. They rather have heard of the even larger companies like Siemens or, I don't know, BASF or the big automobile companies. Why Hörmann Ravema is the one company you really should take into consideration when you think about your future career?
I think I would focus not to go to Hörmann Ravema or to Hörmann Group themselves, but to focus on to get to Saxony, because we attract more or less TSMC, as you said, and other big companies in the silicon sector. We also attract the with Saxony, biological or more oriented things in these technologies. So we are very attractive to international investors, and so come to Saxony, come to the companies Siemens and TSMC and whatever they are called, and experience Saxony, and you will come around the Hörmann Group by yourself. So if you're interested in, come to us. But as I said, there are many and a tremendous amount of companies that are interested in Saxony to get the scholarship, to get an internship and so on. So they also offer different things. And as I said, all the companies are more or less close to the universities, so you have also during a study many possibilities to evolve and develop yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, I'm paid for saying so, but it can be proved with data. The Free State of Saxony currently is a really, really very energetic state in Germany. A lot of things are going on. A lot of companies are developing in times when other regions are a little bit more in a crisis mode. Things are really happening in Saxony. So really, really take this state into consideration. Welcome to Saxony. Thank you, everybody, for attending today's online seminar. I will send you an email informing you about other seminars and about scholarship opportunities in Saxony. Today's presentation will also be published on YouTube. I will inform you a little bit later after the presentations had been published. So thank you very much for attending today's event, and welcome to Saxony again. Goodbye.
Thank you.